This is a solid finale for episode 1. It's got a really interesting structure and some extremely memorable encounters. Yeah, I knew. Starts off with a pretty aggressive opener. You don't have to do this, but I mean, why put off your chores, right? Finishing off the rest of those imps, clear out the incoming cacos. This is a very tidy, kill everything without waking up more than you need to all at once strategy for the opening part of this map. Kind of unlucky that guy managed to get a lost soul off. Usually you can sunlock him with the chain gun. You'll notice I still haven't been touched yet. I'm just that good. So it's time to finally venture out into the map at large. There's a pretty important secret backpack you should go for ASAP, since ammo feels kind of tight even with it, to be honest, in the toy room. So don't try to mess with this area. Just run into the head down here. This whole area is to get the red key. It's actually completely optional. Well, I say completely, but without the red key you can't get the BFG, and then the finale would be very hard. This part is very hard no matter what. These columns are narrow enough that unless the arch files are quite close together, like they keep being here, you can't, hide behind just one column. You have to sort of triangulate your position. I got really lucky that time. It was easy, but usually that encounter is extremely difficult. That's kind of cute. The columns come down and become barrels. It's very easy to run out of space on this one. It's harder than it looks. Now this is kind of cool. The barons got mad at each other. That almost never happens because, as you know, monsters are invulnerable to the kind of projectile that they shoot, except for cyber demons, who are just invulnerable to blast damage. Meaning that, they can't hurt each other just by hitting each other, but one of them exploded a barrel which hurt the other one, which they're quote-unquote smart enough to know who to blame there. So it's kind of something you don't see very often, barons fighting each other. Anyway, this went all pretty badly for me, but never give up is my motto. Just straightforward room clearing here. I'm taking it really careful. Excuse me. So, at this phase, there's a button I'm about to hit which opens some screens, releases some new enemies, gets you that supercharge. You can press it right at the start, but it's pretty deadly too. You don't have to press it at all. And it might even, the easiest route might even involve not doing it, I don't know. Anyway, that there that you just saw was a telefrag to kill the cyber demon, which you need the red key for. And then, generally you come back to this area and you find that everyone's dead except for one or two enemies. I cannot freaking get this fireball to hit anything. Eventually I just jump off a cliff. This arch file that gets added when you reveal the supercharge is kind of an odd thing. Like, he doesn't command so much of the map that it's a huge problem. Like, you can do this, but he does command enough that you can't not do that, you know? So it's, I don't know, I don't feel like he adds much. This does that thing where enemies instantly appear with a thump. That happens a lot in this WOD. I don't mind it, but I understand some people get really annoyed by that kind of thing. So this next part's kind of badly done. I'm not sure what really the best way would be. There's a little secret that you can cower in. But I think what might be the actual best way to do this, I don't know, I didn't try it, is just run directly for the BFG there, which is behind that switch. Because with the BFG, you could probably take all those guys out with just 40 cells and almost nothing else. But then again, it might be hard to physically reach it if the pain elemental is still alive. It might block you, I don't know. I'm not happy with how that went. Now this is pretty insanely lucky. 2 minimum damage Revenant rockets in a row. For a total of 20 damage. So, all that's really left is to get the blue key so that I can unlock the finale. Blue key fight's kind of cool. And I wonder what this map would look like if you just skipped the red key entirely and like rushed the blue. And I think about trying to snipe these guys down, but then I realized no, that's going to be a hassle. And there's no real reason to. Yeah, no, just don't do it. Okay. Surprised how little damage this Caco took from the BFG. This is kind of a cool fight. The 3 Macubuses at the entrance kind of keep you moving. I miss a lot of shots, but whatever. You don't really... It's very generous with rockets from this point on, so it doesn't matter if you shoot. I was probably more efficient than using the plasma rifle would have been. Who knows? Anyway, just the finale left. I think it's a really cool encounter, although it's kind of... You could accuse it of being kind of sloppy a little bit, since you can kind of do whatever and muddle through okay. But it's just a really neat setup, and it takes place in such a cool looking room. So you've got a bunch of guys in the wings of various types, Hell Knights and Imps. You got the 3 Cyber Demons who will be killing a lot of them for you, but you don't want to count on that. It's just an interesting setup where the enemies are pinching between you and the Cyber Demons. Now this is a bad bit of luck. I've basically never, like at the end of the wings there's arch files that are there, I assume, just to stop you from trying to instantly barrel in and take cover there? No, but I actually don't know what their intended purpose is. Anyway, that goes pretty badly, but I live anyway. And once that big rush of enemies is done, you know, it's you're pretty much in the clear. All that's left is cleaning up. Yep, all the archfiles are dead. All that's left is to, you know, patiently kill the Cyber Demons down with the BFG. It would be pretty aggravating to have to try to do this with just shotguns and rocket launchers. So, and it would be very difficult to survive the fight up until this point without the BFG, frankly. Not run out of space. You really have to have your fighting game on point, I think. So it's worth doing that challenging killer encounter. Anyway, that's the map. Nothing left but to admire this cool area for a second and then head for the death exit. Just a really fucking cool looking room. Goes to show that even an old-ass engine can have good graphics with good enough art.